Hi guys, Greg Sane here. I want to take a moment, if I could, to break down the letter, if you will, from Control Finance. And this letter is being broken down not based on my opinion, but just based on what they sent me. Okay? I'm not going to try to speculate on what I believe it is or is not, what it will or will not do. I'm going with the letter they sent me, but also going with the fact that I realized from the beginning, since I first started becoming an investor years ago, that all money that you put into an investment, you need to be prepared to lose it. Because any investment, I don't care what it is, online, offline, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, horse racing, parimutuel betting, it doesn't matter what you put your money in. If you put a certain amount in expecting to get a certain amount back, it's gambling. I don't care what you want to label it, it's gambling. Now, if you're going to gamble, be prepared to lose your money. But the key is to make as much risk go away as you can so that you feel better about your opportunity, feel better about your investment, feel better about your program so you can move forward. With that said, let me explain, in my opinion, because there's a lot of opinion flying around that's based on nothing but fear or clickbait, trying to get somebody to, like your page so YouTube can give you a few pennies. All right. Since Control Finance can no longer be promoted so you can make money, then of course people are going to stop talking about it. But I'm going to talk about it one more time until something happens differently, and then I'll talk about it again. But when I talk about it, it will be talked about from the standpoint of the data that I have in front of me, instead of speculating or just trying to be a marketer to get somebody to give me money. Okay? You won't see any programs that I put together saying, hey, I know how this really works. Give me X and I will show you how it works. No. I invest so I don't have to do that. Okay? Now, let me break down the letter. To me, self-explanatory. We would like to inform you of the urgent news. We know what that means. Our lawyers received information about the conditions for unlocking all trading accounts of the company. Let me explain that one. Our lawyers, Control Finance lawyers, received information. Where they got it from, we don't know. It could have been from the Attorney General's office, or it could have been anywhere. The SEC, the Federal Trade Commission, we don't know. All we do know is they got information about the conditions for unlocking all trading accounts of the company, meaning that their trading accounts were locked. Now, I don't know why they were locked. I'm not going to try to speculate as to why they were locked. All I know is, obviously, they were locked. One of the conditions is getting the necessary package of documents and license. They obviously don't have certain documents or license, or they have not provided it to them. One of the two. This will allow us to restore access to our accounts and conduct our trading activities on the cryptocurrency markets completely legally. What that tells me is it's not a Ponzi. They are actually trading on the cryptocurrency markets. And in so doing, they had something that they had not done properly, and somebody or some agency came in and said, we have to close your accounts until you get this fixed. All right. Blocking of accounts at the moment and suspension of payments is considered to be a force majeure situation. In this connection, I don't know what in this connection, that's probably a foreign turn of a phrase that translates badly in English. We are forced to fulfill our obligations to clients. They don't need to say this if it's a scam. If it's a Ponzi scheme, they don't need to tell you that they're forced to fulfill their obligations. That obligation is the document that they had on their website that you no longer see, but a document on their website that said in the event of anything happening in their company, they will pay back your deposits in full. They have accounts in escrow so they can pay back the deposits in full. All right. This will be organized in the form of payment of the customer's deposit, taking into account already previously paid applications for payment of profit on deposits, i.e. according to the formula. What that means and what this formula means is that The deposit minus the amount of all applications for the payment of profits is equal to the balance for payment. In other words, if you put 1,000 in and you had your reinvestment turned off and you were getting that 1.1%, no, not 1.1, you were getting that 1.25% daily put into your account and then moving it into your Bitcoin wallet or into a payment processor. However amount of money you received from them from interest, it will go against the balance. So if it was $1,000 and you had already pulled out 800, they owe you $200. That's what it means. The site will temporarily stop working. We know that to be true because you can't find the site. And what is the point of having social media up and running so people can put their fear all over your social media when your site's down? Doesn't make any sense. Makes sense to me that they took it down. They took down their social media. Okay. But all customer databases, that's us, with their payment and contact details will be stored on a separate server of the company. This will make all payments to our customers. They have a server with all the information. So when they take the money from their escrow accounts, they have the information of where to send that money based on the details of the database. Again, this database has your $200 that's owed to you if you put in $1,000 up front and you've made back $800 already in profit that you pulled into your bank account or wherever you decided to put it. Okay? Since November, and I'm assuming they meant in November, but I can't make assumption, so they said since November. But since they haven't been around since before November, and November's coming up in 2 months, I'm assuming they mean in November. With that said, since November, our company will resume its work in a fully legal regime when all necessary documents will be received and the frozen accounts of the company will be unblocked. That doesn't need to be explained. As general director of the company, I ask you to keep your peace of mind. Choose that if you want. If you don't want to keep your peace of mind, you want to go on YouTube and run this company down, that's fine. It doesn't matter now because nothing you say or do can affect the outcome. I ask you to keep your peace of mind and wait for the payment. You have no choice but wait for the payment. I very well expect the payment. If I don't get it, I just didn't get it. No big deal. The first payment were already made on September 11th. Some of the people got their payments on the 11th and will continue until the end of October, which has not even gotten here yet. A scam does not need to tell you this. A scam can just disappear like Ambis, BitLake, Microhash, and several others that I had money in because at that time I didn't know anything about these companies or what they do or how they do it. I just knew the way I was making money up until that day was not big enough and fast enough to take care of what I need to do in my life moving forward. I have a son. The only child I will have ever or will ever have is due on October 30th. If he does nothing different than his normal life, he's going to cost $1 million by the time he's 18. That's before he even gets to college, if he goes to college. So I made some decisions. Some of them backfired. Some of them are not backfiring. But I'm in the game to win. And if you're not in the game, it doesn't matter what your opinion is. And if you put $20 in controlled finance and now every day you're talking about you got robbed, you got robbed, you got robbed. You rob yourself every day. You spend $20 a day on crap. You spend more than $20 a week on just gas, which should never be the price it is, but it is. And you don't argue about that. I don't see you on Facebook, YouTube talking about the scam of Social Security. I don't see you talking about the scam of banks, how they give you no interest when you loan them your money, and the moment they get it's theirs. If you look at the small print on any banking application for opening an account, you no longer own the money you put in that bank. So if they want to close the bank, because if something happens where a bunch of people start talking about a company and drive that company down to nothing, they can't stay open. Neither can a bank. If somebody said Wells Fargo took my money, it's going to be about a month and a half before you start seeing Wells Fargo having some problems. Period. All right? I want to keep my honest name and the name of our company. I will prove that you can trust me and the company. I even saw somebody put a video up and said, he didn't even use his name. His name has already been implied from his name being used all over the website. So he didn't put his real name on here on this message, but he put it on Skype and on the website and everything else. Okay? I will prove that you can trust me and the company. None of the other companies have gone to this length to make sure that their database was secure in their company. They just went away and probably opened up again in some other little punk ass company. They're doing the right things from a business perspective. Now, let me show you another business that's doing the right things. This company, Orem Bank. Orem Bank, no matter what you think about their website, no matter what you think about whether or not the guy on the video is the real guy, none of that matters. None of that matters. What matters is this. 867 days online since April 30th, 2015. And what else matters? They're at the top of every HYIP monitor. They're at the top paying for 866 days, and 113 people or groups or companies rated them as paying. A lot of these other companies are paying. Here's one I just heard about. Chain.group. 82 people say they're paying, but they've only been around 55 days. I'm not making the mistakes I've made in the past. Indelible Gains. Almost a year paying. Only got 49 people saying paying. All right. 716 days. Dollar Bill. Paying. 54 people said they're paying. I don't know. I'm going to look into all of these. Like if you choose. Subscribe if you will. But I'm going to look into all of these companies. And I'm going to look into all of these companies that everybody's posting. And look into them from a business standpoint. Not just how much money they could pay me. All right? Funds broker, 700 days, paying 47. But who's at the top? Orem Bank. TheOremBank.com. I have an account in Orem Bank. Had I known what I know today, not knowing that other companies were going to fall apart, but just knowing what I know about what to look for in these businesses, this has been my one and only shot. Why? Because I've got $6,550.92 as of this morning, 10:30 a.m. on the 13th. But my initial investment was $2,300. Look at that earning. That's just the money I've actually pulled out from people who joined the business from my link. But that's nothing. That's not what's relevant to me. I don't care if you join my business or not. I'm putting this out there to show people who've lost money this might be a better opportunity. Yeah, is there a lot of risk in your mind? Yeah, of course if it's in your mind, but everything you do is a risk. Step outside and get in your car. That's a much bigger risk than losing your money in a company that's been around for 3 years almost, paying. Because in this industry that we're in now, with the internet, everything is exponential. A linear company like Microsoft or Apple or those companies, they're linear. They think linear. They don't do anything exponential. So in other words, 100 linear steps will take me from where I'm sitting now to my front door. But 100 exponential steps will take me around the earth 3 times. because it's exponential. Compound interest is the same concept. You're just not accustomed to it, so you automatically believe it's a scam. That's fine. Believe whatever you choose. But what I'm going to say is this. I still believe that controlled finance is going to come back. And when they come back, I'm going to complete the system, the 1-2 punch, if you will, that I put together in one of my previous videos. But with that said, if they don't come back, it doesn't make that much of a difference except for the long term, meaning I'm going to have to do project after project here to create the long-term money that was instilled in controlled finance. Now, my deposits. Let's speak on that. It took me a little bit to figure out what all of these were and how they affect my bottom line. I found that these are the better programs for the amount of money I had to work with and the times that I wanted to use. I picked this one, 11% for 30 days, right? I put $1,100 in. 100% plowback, which means reinvestment, but words mean everything. 100%, $25,181.53. The details of that plan, that's going to pay out in 24 days. In less than a month, I'm going to have 25 grand. That's the plan. Okay? However, for an extra 30 days, I should have put it in this plan. I didn't know any better. Now I do. Because that same $1,100 for an extra 30 days would have paid me $193,000. But that's what happens when you don't do your due diligence, which I try to do now to the highest degree. All right? But that's the plan I have. All right? I'm going to get 25 grand. I had planned on, when that come in, to put 5 grand of that into controlled finance to pull controlled finance to the level I needed it to be. If that's not around when it comes out, then that money will go back into here in another program, preferably this one, because then I would take $10,000 at 100% and put $1,760,312 in my pocket in 60 days. 60 business days, 85 calendar days. But the plans I have is this one and this one. It will mature in 136 days. All right? Less than 6 months from now. January 29th to be exact. Okay? All right? I put $1,200 in. All right? That's where I am now. The details of this plan is as follows. I put $1,200 in this plan at 100% plowback, $2,048,315.22. $2,048,315.22. The average individual will say that's impossible. It's a scam. It's fine. Say what you choose. I don't care. I did my due diligence. I'm going with it. Simple. Simple. This company that's been around for over 2 years is not going to go away because I put my little money in it. Now, it might go away in a year, or it might go away in 3 days if somebody finds a reason to start talking badly about this company and drives it into that state of disrepair. We have the power to make sure that this company never goes away. How? Because this company is making hundreds of thousands of dollars a day. Why would they go away and cut that off? They wouldn't. So, how do we make sure that this company keeps going? When you get your payouts, reinvest. When you get your payouts, reinvest. That's my plan. Why would I stop at $2 million when my kid's going to cost me $1 million? I wouldn't. When you get your payouts, reinvest. Go to theorumbank.com. Open a free account. Like and subscribe to this video and my channel so you can see my strategies on how to keep moving forward. I have no desire to go backwards. In my opinion, Control Finance will be fine. If it's not, no problem, because I'm still moving forward. Still moving forward, folks. With that said, I'm Greg Sane, and as always imparting peace.